Why are we still celebrating this day?
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
I literally stopped while preparing myself to travel to Justin's house so we can give y'all this For the Culture podcast at fortheculturepodcast.com. I'm not going to stop plugging it, so just get used to it. Might as well just go ahead and just visit the motherfucking website, fortheculturepodcast.com, and get your life, because on Tuesday we'll be releasing a new episode. So, I literally stopped in my preparation for my travels and said, girl, today is really fucking Columbus Day, girl. Today is Columbus Day. White people are so good at giving themselves pats on the back for doing nothing. Okay, for doing absolutely nothing, for being monsters. I really sat there and thought about it. I said, girl, I did a video about this last year, probably the year before that, but I'm gonna continue to do a video on this subject every single year that this shit has not been abolished. As long as y'all have us rolling around in the deep like Adele with Miss Columbus, acting like he was some hero or some shit, I'm going every single year. I'm going to turn my camera on and talk about it, okay? And talk about, instead of us having Christopher Columbus Day, we need to go ahead and just have Indigenous Peoples Day, make that shit the national standard, because I'm tired. I know that with given this administration, they don't like anybody whose face doesn't crumple by the time they are 25, so I could understand them kind of trying to uphold the status quo, but I'm hoping that in the near future, even if it's not this administration, we'll do away with this trash ass holiday, okay? I'm sick of seeing, now, let me just go back and talk about it. When I was younger and in grade school, out of all the things that they blotted out, they also blotted out the tragedies and atrocities that Mr. Christopher Columbus, she was just out here just giving the girls very much so, idiotic tease, okay? She thought she was gonna serve the girls a legendary look and, and ball scene, she thought she was that girl in the pageant, but, after we, did a background check on her and we looked at her tea, we discovered that she's trash. Girl, let's whip up a picture. First of all, girl, you really thought you was that girl in that pageant, sis. And I'm not living for this cheese block ass nose that you have, sis. Now let's move on to this triple chin that you got, girl. I don't understand. Maybe you thought that you were somebody's rooster, girl, but you're not gonna be cockle-doodle-dooing anytime goddamn soon with your dead ass, girl, with your dead ass, girl, you're dead. And you wanna know what else is dead? A lot of the histories, a lot of the ancestry trees that your ass came in there to chop down, sis. Christopher Columbus' ass was so goddamn stupid that even back then in the 14 whatever, the girls were really telling him like, girl, no, the world is much bigger than what you think it is. He really thought he was gonna be able to travel from Spain, like all around the world, directly to the other side to motherfucking India, girl. And he really thought that that was the case. And literally everybody, all of his contemporaries were just like, girl, this shit sounds stupid. But I think the story goes that the monarchs got a little bit desperate for some, I don't know, I think they needed some type of resource, so they said, fuck it, just give him a minimum amount and let him do what he got to do. He think this shit's gonna happen. We know he's crazy, but this is the last straw, this is over. So bitch, he really thought that he would be able to sail from Spain and fuck that shit up and go all the way around to motherfucking India. I said, okay, girl. And then when he landed in what was not America, girl, I don't know how he discovered continents when people are already living on them, but that's a whole nother motherfucking story. When he came there, he was so convinced, girl, he was so convinced that he landed in India and shit, that he called the people that he saw, at the Bahamas and shit like that, he called them Indians. So it's just like, that's the reason why a lot of Native Americans are still referred to as Indians and shit like that. And I can understand, now that I've grown up a little bit, now that I've done my goddamn research, I can understand why Native Americans are just like, girl, we are Native Americans, girl. I don't know where y'all getting this Indian shit from, but Miss Christopher Columbus, she really came in there. She was chopping off indigenous people's hands. She was bringing them all types of disease. Miss Christopher, girl, I catch your tea. I know your tea, girl. I know girls like you, sis, but to catch these teas, bitch, you're dead to the bed, and I'm happy about it. And your legacy needs to stay dead. The only thing that we need to remember is the trash shit that you did, and the fact that you were such a maniac that you need to be, even in death, you need to be given the worst treatment ever, okay? We don't need your ass in nobody's textbooks. I think it was because of a certain novelist. I don't know the writer's specific name, but I think it was a specific novelist that kind of turned the story around, especially when Italians were immigrating into the United States earlier on. So they kind of made him into this hero And now he was in our textbooks and shit like that. So I'm hoping, I don't know what it is, girl, but I'm hoping that we can do away with this trash day, okay? I'm sick and tired of every year waking up to making sure to remind you hoes, Christopher Columbus was a trash bitch, okay? He was trash. To this day, as I said before, I will never understand how you discover something that people have already been living on for eons. You see what I'm saying? How are you discovered the American? No, girl, you didn't even step foot in present day America quite as this motherfucking cat. So, Miss Christopher, if you want to see me on these motherfucking streets, girl, let's go. Because I'm ready for your ass. And since you want to chop off the hands of every indigenous person, girl, I hope they did that shit to you before they buried your ass, wherever the fuck you are. I hope they chopped, there were literally journals telling how he fucking chopped their hands off and made them wear it around their motherfucking necks and shit like necklaces, girl. Bring your ass over here. Bring your ass back up from the dead. I'm hoping that in the future we come up with some type of resurrection built ass technology. Bring your ass back. You were so bold, you so brave. Now you had dominating technologies and shit that allowed you to overrun these motherfucking tribes and indigenous people. But now bring your ass into the 21st goddamn century, girl. I'm ready for your ass. And then, there's going to be a sparking up debate, cause I'm sure it's all over Twitter, all over the fucking media right now. White people mad as fuck, girl. Y'all need to just get over it. Stop blaming. I think one of Christopher Columbus's descendants actually told us on the media today, stop blaming Christopher Columbus for your people's failings. I said, okay, girl. All right. Imagine wiping out whole lines of ancestry. Imagine wiping out whole resources. Imagine giving people all types of diseases. Imagine taking the land from them. Imagine that shit. And because white people built their wealth by passing things down like land and wealth and property. And so if you come in their shit, if you come in indigenous people's shit and you take away their land and their property, you prevent their future descendants from having what's theirs, from building up wealth in this motherfucking society, from having resources. And now when their life chances are low and to the goddamn floor, you gonna talk about, well, girl, get over it. I'll be quick to tell somebody to get over it, and yet y'all use 9/11 to come after anybody who you deem to have any type of Middle Eastern appearance, girl. Systematic ass shit, bullshit like that affects generations. It affects whole motherfucking peoples, okay? So it's not something that you just get over. And I'm sick and tired of having to explain that shit to you. Let me cut off your resources today, and let me tell you to get over that shit. And I'm gonna see how quickly you get angry at me, okay? So, and that's just today, sis. I'm not talking about if I had cut your family's resources off 300 years ago, bitch. You would be in poverty just like the rest of the people you fucked over, okay? Think about that shit before you tell people to get over some shit, okay? And at the end of the day, I just want to let you hoes know I don't want to see anybody talking about Christopher Columbus unless y'all are saying that he's psychotic trash, okay? Delusional ass trash, okay? Miss Christopher Columbus, you really tried that. You're lucky you're dead. You're lucky I don't have a actual photograph so I can really roast the fuck out of your baked potato shaped head ass, a boiled egg built ass. I mean, I hate this motherfucking Billy Ray Cyrus mullet you have going on, girl. You really tried that one, girl. Miss Christopher, sis, you should have sunk with the Santa Maria like the bottom heavy anchor that you're built like. Have a good goddamn evening.